Toyota Express Maintenance delivers convenient, while-you-wait, factory-scheduled maintenance with genuine Toyota parts in 60 minutes or less. Dedicated technicians trained in the streamlined TXM process work in teams to eliminate wasted steps and maximize effectiveness. Let's look behind the scenes to see how Toyota Express Maintenance process creates such a great customer service experience.
Good morning, my name is Candace. How can I help you?
I have an 11 o'clock appointment to get my car serviced.
Great, are you Andrew?
Yep, that's me.
Let me scan your VIN so we can get you checked in. Okay. I have your appointment right here. We have your Camry XLE scheduled for Toyota Express Maintenance, and this is your 20,000 mile service. Do I have that right?
Yep, that's right.
This visit is still covered under Toyota Care, so there will be no charge.
Even though the customer has requested factory-scheduled maintenance, the ASM always asks if they have any other concerns. If the customer has issues that go beyond the TXM process, the ASM gives them the option of a referral to the main service department for more in-depth diagnosis.
Do you have any other concerns with your vehicle today?
No, everything's been great. My tire light came on when it got cold for a little bit, but I added some air and it's been fine ever since.
Okay, thanks for letting me know. I've noted this on your repair order. With Toyota Express Maintenance, 2 factory-trained technicians will perform a multi-point inspection, which includes checking your tires.
In the TXM environment, speed is critical, and the ASM always strives for efficiency. At the same time, the ASM must also confirm the information they have and fill in any missing customer information on the RO and the multi-point inspection form before turning them over to the technicians. They also take a couple minutes to preview the process so their customer knows what to expect.
As soon as the technicians complete the multi-point inspection, I'll contact you with the results. How would you prefer I do that? By phone, text, or email?
Text would be great.
The ASM now notes the mileage and conducts a walk-around. The technicians will thoroughly inspect anything the ASM flags on the inspection form. In the walk-around process, the ASM notes any existing damage to help ensure the vehicle is returned in the same condition. Once the customer authorizes the work with his signature, the service can begin. At this point, it's a good idea to ask if the customer needs to remove any personal items from the glove box, cabin, and trunk. Since the technician will be working in these areas, it's also a convenient time to schedule their next express maintenance service.
Based on your history, it looks like you should be ready for the 25,000 mile service in about 3 or 4 months. Would you like to go ahead and schedule that now?
Sure, that sounds good.
Okay, it looks like you're all set, Andrew. Right now it's 11:05 and your appointment should take no more than an hour, so we'll have your vehicle ready by 12:05. Will you be waiting here at the dealership?
Yep.
We also offer complimentary Uber and shuttle rides if you want to grab lunch or run an errand while you're waiting.
Since it's only going to take an hour, I think I'll wait here.
Great.
With the customer staying at the dealership, the ASM turns on the hazard lights to indicate the vehicle belongs to a waiting customer. Now that the write-up is complete, the ASM can show the customer to the service waiting area, pointing out dealership amenities along the way. Once the ASM finishes with the vehicle, a team member installs the normal protective seat covers and floor mats, then moves the vehicle directly to a waiting TXM bay or the dedicated TXM staging area very close by. Notice the 2 TXM technicians work as a team at all times. This team approach has proven to be much more efficient and ensures quality control for maintenance services. As Technician A is driving the vehicle onto the lift, Technician B gives clear and concise directions. Tech A has rolled the windows down and turned off the radio. That way he can hear Tech B, and there is no way the keys can be accidentally locked in the car. Tech B checks the wiper blades and windshield and calls out for the horn and lights.
Horn. Headlights. Good. Brights.
Tech A releases the hood latch. Tech B covers the fenders to protect the vehicle's finish. If the vehicle has an automatic transmission dipstick, he leaves the engine running until Tech B has checked the fluid level. He jounces the front suspension and checks the front lights for damage. Tech B checks the automatic transmission fluid level with the dipstick, if the vehicle is so equipped.
No tranny dipstick on this one.
Okay.
While still in the vehicle, Tech A checks all of the interior lights, including the dome, map and glove box, the combination meter and dimmer, and the parking brake. They also release the fuel door and trunk latch. If the vehicle is equipped with an auto height control, they disable it. Tech B moves to the rear of the vehicle and calls for the rear lights, checking each lamp's operation, including license plate lights.
Brake lights. Good. Reverse. Good. Shut out the engine.
Tech B jounces the rear suspension, then moves to the passenger side of the vehicle. Tech A checked the wiper operation as he drove in, looking for streaking to determine if the blades need replacing. All the results so far are recorded on the multi-point inspection form. The final task before exiting the vehicle is to install the reminder sticker. Tech A exits the vehicle and reads the tire pressure specification from the door pillar. He calls out the type of service being performed to Tech B. Tech A sets the rack for the driver's side. He stops at the fuel door and inspects the fuel cap gasket. At the trunk, he checks the spare tire pressure and records the result. If the vehicle has a trunk-mounted battery, Tech A performs a battery check at this time. Tech B sets the rack on the passenger side of the vehicle. Then he removes and inspects the cabin air filter. If it is dirty or covered under Toyota care, he places it on the bench. Otherwise, it is reinstalled. Now it is time to lift the vehicle. Tech A makes sure both sides of the rack are set properly and calls for all clear.
Clear.
Tech A then raises the vehicle so the wheels are just off the ground, while Tech B checks stability.
Clear.
Working in a clockwise direction, Tech A pulls back the red plastic cover from the positive battery terminal and visually inspects both terminals for corrosion. He reads the battery condition indicator and performs a battery test, printing out the results to accompany the multi-point inspection. While Tech A is under the hood, Tech B removes the wheels, placing the lug nuts in the magnetic cup holder. He checks each tire for damage or irregular wear as he stages them for rotation. On SUVs and trucks, the addition of wheel wing tire hangers to the lift helps make the heavier truck wheel rotation faster and easier for the TXM technicians. Tech A removes the engine air filter cover and inspects the filter. He checks the oil level and records the level on the inspection form. He leaves the dipstick up to remind him to refill the engine with oil later. He then removes the oil cap and places it on the hood latch. Next, he tops off the washer fluid. Then measures the degree of protection of the engine coolant, checks the level in the engine coolant reservoir, and adds more if needed. He moves on to the power steering fluid level and brake fluid level. If brake fluid is low, do not top it off. Check for system leaks, and if any are found, report this on the inspection form and to the shop foreman. With the initial vehicle inspection complete, it's time to lift the vehicle all the way.
Clear to raise?
Clear to raise.
Tech A makes sure the area is clear before operating the lift. Tech B checks and adjusts tire pressures and then measures the inner, middle, and outer tread depth on all 4 tires. He records his measurements on the multi-point inspection form. Now, Tech A removes any needed undercovers as part of the under-vehicle inspection. Working front to rear, he inspects the axle and drive shaft for damage or leaks, the steering linkage, and suspension components. He performs a complete brake inspection, noting the condition of the brakes and measuring the brake lining thickness. He examines the engine and transmission, along with the transfer case and differential, if so equipped, for any fluid leaks and checks their fluid levels. He examines the exhaust system, including the muffler, and brake and fuel lines. He lubricates the drive shaft and suspension zerks if equipped, and if the spare is mounted underneath the vehicle, he checks its tire pressure at this time. With the multi-point inspection finished, the team reviews the results. Tech B then sends the form and photos of any parts that need to be shown to the customer to the ASM to meet the quarter-time inspection rule. While Tech B is submitting the MPI, Tech A moves under the engine to drain the oil. Next, he removes and replaces the oil filter if it is mounted underneath, making sure to clean off the oil filter canister and any oil spillage. The ASM sends the multi-point inspection and photos to the customer, and then, using the rim presentation technique, thoroughly explains the recommendations for additional service.
Hey, Andrew. Did you get my text with your multi-point inspection?
I did.
Good news. The technicians checked your tires and confirmed they were all good as indicated by the green. They did, however, recommend replacing your wipers. Did you have a moment to review the photos attached? It looks like there's a tear in one of your wipers.
Yeah, I did see that.
If you'd like, we could take care of that today. You'll still have your vehicle ready by 12:05.
Yeah, let's go ahead and do that.
Great. We'll replace them today. I'll text you the invoice and you can pay online or with me when your vehicle's ready.
Sounds good. Thank you.
After sending the multi-point inspection results to the ASM, Tech B reinstalls the wheels, using a torque limiting stick to prevent over-torquing before the final tightening with a torque wrench. When the oil is drained, Tech A installs a new drain plug gasket, reinstalls the drain plug, torquing it to specification, cleans off any oil spills, and reinstalls any removed undercovers. If Tech A is done under the vehicle, he helps Tech B with wheel installation. With the wheels reinstalled, Tech A lowers the vehicle to the ground, making sure the area is clear.
Clear to lower? Clear.
Once the vehicle is safely on the ground, Tech A moves under the hood and refills the engine oil. While Tech A is refilling the oil, Tech B unracks the passenger side of the vehicle, and then the driver's side. When done, he gets into the driver's seat. After refilling the oil and replacing the oil cap, Tech A lets Tech B know the oil has been filled so he can start the engine.
Go ahead, clear to start.
Engine clear?
Engine clear.
Next, Tech B starts the tire pressure monitoring system initialization process and resets the maintenance light. With the engine now off, Tech A waits a few seconds for the oil to settle and then checks the oil level and shows the dipstick to Tech B. This is an important quality control step.
Good.
He replaces the dipstick, putting it all the way down, and checks for any fluid leaks under the hood and under the vehicle. Finally, he rechecks the tightness of all caps, wiping them down, and checks that the air filter box and hose are properly installed. Next, they review any additional service request items authorized by the customer. Then, Tech B gathers the needed parts and records them on the RO. As Tech B installs the cabin air filter, engine air filter, and wipers, Tech A tightens each wheel to specification using a torque wrench. With the additional requested service items installed, Tech A can now remove the fender covers and wipe away any oil or smudges on the engine or hood. This ensures that the vehicle is returned to the customer in the same condition as it was received. Tech A moves to the bench and signals to Tech B that he is clear and the vehicle is ready to be driven out.
Clear.
Once all services are completed, the vehicle is delivered to the customer. Tech A takes a few moments to clean up the work area and reset tools and materials before going to pick up the next job. At the same time, the ASM thoroughly explains the services that were completed while reviewing the multi-point inspection and any additional authorized work. They will also go over all the costs and answer any questions the customer may have. This is a convenient time to introduce Toyota Care Plus.
Your vehicle service is complete. To review, all of the factory recommended maintenance was covered under Toyota Care at no charge. As agreed, we replaced the wipers.
That's fine. It all looks good.
By the way, I noticed you're nearing the end of your Toyota Care coverage. Keep in mind, we do offer Toyota Care Plus. Here's some additional information.
Thank you.
Great. I see that you already paid online, so you're all set. Let me show you to your car.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Andrew. I'll see you at your next appointment.
Thanks. See you then.
The Toyota Express maintenance process is efficient, value-driven, and convenient, which makes factory-scheduled maintenance a quick and easy process.